So far in my life, I have consciously knelt only twice. The first time was in front of my wife when I asked her to marry me and sought her hand in marriage. The second time was at my ordination when I promised to dedicate my life to the service of God. Both moments were deeply significant to me. Kneeling was not merely an outward gesture. It was an expression of an inner attitude. It was my way of saying, this is greater than I am. This is not just about me and what I want. Here I am offering myself. The times I knelt beside my children's beds when they were sick or beside my dying father's bed are in a different category altogether. Those were moments of love, helplessness, and prayer. I knelt then as well, not out of obligation, but because words alone were no longer enough. All of this came back to my mind as I read today's impulse. It tells the story of the 10 men with leprosy whom Jesus healed. 9 simply continued on their way, only 1 returned, and about him we read. Then he fell on his face at Jesus' feet, giving him thanks. What touches me is that this man did not simply say thank you. He fell down before Jesus. His gratitude was so overwhelming that it was expressed with his whole being. Sometimes I wonder whether we have lost something of that today. We say thank you quickly and almost automatically, and that is certainly a good thing, but genuine gratitude goes much deeper. It changes our hearts. It makes us humble. It helps us recognize that so much of what we have and experience is not something we have earned or can simply take for granted. Perhaps that was what kneeling meant for the Samaritan. It was his acknowledgement that he had not earned his new life. He knew exactly to whom he owed his healing. This is why his first step was not toward home, but back to Jesus. The older I get, the more I discover that gratitude is a form of worship. A grateful heart shifts its focus away from what is still missing and toward what God has already given. And in that moment, something changes, not necessarily our circumstances, but our hearts. I believe that is why the Samaritan fell to his knees, not because Jesus demanded it, but because his gratitude could find no other expression. Perhaps we do not always need to kneel physically, but inwardly it is often good for us to do so. Bowing our hearts before God does not diminish our dignity. On the contrary, it means recognizing that every good gift ultimately comes from His hands.